You know, I've been driving trucks for about 15 years now, and I thought I'd seen everything. But what happened to me on Route 93 outside of Alamo, Nevada last March, and I still get chills thinking about it. It was around 2:30 a.m., maybe 2:45. I remember because I kept checking my watch, trying to stay awake. You know how it is on those long desert stretches, nothing but darkness, and the occasional jackrabbit in your headlights. I was hauling a load of electronics from Vegas to Salt Lake, running a bit behind schedule because of construction delays. The weird thing started with my radio. I had this old CB that never gave me trouble, but suddenly it was picking up this, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't static exactly, more like, have you ever heard the sound of whales singing? It was rhythmic, almost musical, but completely unlike anything I'd ever heard on the airwaves. I kept fiddling with the dial, thinking maybe I was catching some weird military frequency or something. Area 51 isn't that far from there, you know? But the sound just kept getting stronger, and then my truck started acting up. The engine wasn't missing exactly, but it felt different. Like it was running on something other than diesel. That's when I saw the lights. At first, I thought it was another truck coming up behind me, but the lights were wrong. Too bright, too blue-white. And they weren't moving like headlights should. They were just there, hovering about 20 feet off the ground, maybe 100 yards behind me. I pressed the accelerator, but here's the thing. My speedometer was reading 75, but I swear I wasn't moving that fast. It felt like I was crawling, like the whole world had shifted into slow motion. The landscape outside wasn't changing right. I should have passed 3 or 4 mile markers by then, but I was still looking at the same Joshua tree, the same rock formation. The light started getting closer, and I could make out this shape between them. It wasn't a traditional flying saucer like in the movies. It was more organic, like a giant jellyfish made of metal and light. And it was silent, completely silent. You know how loud my rig is? The Cummins diesel sounds like a freight train, but I couldn't hear it anymore. I couldn't hear anything except that whale's song from the radio, which was getting louder and more complex. I tried to radio for help, but when I keyed the mic, my own voice sounded strange. Slowed down, echoing. "Breaker 19, this is Midnight Express," I said, but it came out sounding like I was underwater. The next thing I remember clearly is waking up in my cab about 4 hours later. The sun was coming up, and I was parked at a rest stop about 50 miles further down the road. My logbook showed I'd been driving normally the whole time, but I have no memory of those hours, none at all. But here's the thing that really gets me. When I got home and developed the film from my camera, I still use an old 35mm for my trip photos. There was a picture I don't remember taking. It shows the desert highway, but there's this strange distortion in the sky, like heat waves, except it was the middle of the night and cold as hell. I showed it to my wife, and she said I must have double exposed the film somehow, but I've been taking pictures for 20 years and I know what double exposure looks like. This was different. It was like the air itself was bent. The strangest part, 3 weeks later, I was talking to another driver at a truck stop in Barstow, and he told me almost the exact same story. Same stretch of highway, same whale song on the radio, same missing time. But he said it happened to him 6 months ago. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not the kind of guy who believes in little green men or government conspiracies, but something happened out there that night, something that doesn't fit into any category I understand. And sometimes, late at night, when I'm driving that same stretch of highway, I catch myself listening for that whale song on the radio, half hoping I never hear it again, half hoping I do.